into Calgary directly from Phoenix to Calgary, nonstop, Lynx Air, great experience, cheap, great experience. And our attaché, I call him my handler, from the tribe, literally picked us up at the airport and drove us, and this you'll know about, Mike, drove us up past Edmonton. We hadn't planned on doing that. We were going to go right to Frog Lake. We went up past Edmonton, and I realized, well, he's giving me a nice little tour of Alberta because I've never been here. Funny, went to the West Edmonton Mall, never been there before. Saw the ice rink, and I made a cell phone call because I know the guy who built the ice up there when the West Edmonton Mall, the same guy who built the ice for Bremerton Ice Arena, Art Sutherland. So anyhow, it was a great experience. We were taken to a wonderful dinner. You might have, you probably remember, Mike, it was almost like a drive-by of Edmonton. I called you on my cell, and it just didn't, bottom line, it didn't work out for the scheduling, but we were that close, man. But went over to Frog Lake, had a conference on the Saturday, May 6th. It was kind of an all-day thing. And what I won't give a lot of details about it because I'm writing about it right now. I'm writing a white paper about my experience. But what I will say, I was really amazed. My eyes were really open with the culture, with the Indian culture, and so many things about it that I really admire and admire now. There are simply things that I learned at 64 years old I never knew. I joke, I felt like Kevin Costner in Dances with Wolves, right? But it was great.
Yeah,
so I smoked a peace pipe.
Did you?
But blessedly, we were invited to the full, and it was a 2-hour plus sweat lodge ceremony. And I'm going to it was the most unbelievable experience, one of the most unbelievable experiences, spiritually, emotionally, and otherwise, that I've ever had in my life. And it was hypnotic. I can to this moment, Mike, I can feel the heat, and I can hear the drums, and I can hear the singing, the traditional singing, because they had it down right. And the leader coming in with a question or an issue of the day, and one was about how much we love our wives and our women, and then they go into a song about it. It was deeply moving spiritual experience. I learned a lot, and I found out a lot, and also I'll be writing a lot about it. It's not all fun and games either, because there's big stuff going on. There's freedom stuff going on. There's a referendum going on. But I want to tell you, it was a once in a lifetime experience for me. I deeply thank every single person up there who I met. And it's funny because I met the wonderful guys at the Alberta 51 Project, right? Those great guys. I love those guys. Paul McGregor, Brian, those guys. But what I find out now, get this, Mike, get this. We're setting up the media and stuff before the conference, and I go to Paul McGregor, and I'm chatting with him. I think you've chatted with him, haven't you, Mike? Paul? Have you?
Nope.
One of those guys. Anyhow, Elizabeth, his sister, is the one who set up the Alberta 51 Project website. They're just great people. And Paul's a pastor, Paul McGregor. But anyway, we're chatting. And he's one of the leaders of the AB 51 Project. And we're talking about where we went to school. He says he was kind of back from the East Coast. He was in the Gaspé and Quebec, whatever, okay. And he said, and then he said to me, I lived in Montreal. I said, okay, where, right? Okay, Dorval. Okay, where'd you go to school? Dorval High School. Okay, what year? He was a sophomore when I was a senior in Dorval High School, Dorval, Quebec, in Montreal. And we meet in Frog Lake, Alberta, Mike.
No kidding. Hey, we got to stop there. We got a network